Okay, welcome everyone. This is Angus Levie with Thursday's Mindset Hour. Now, for those of you who haven't been here before, you're very welcome. And this is not your usual type of mindset that you might be used to in some of the other sessions. Um, I'm a professional hypnotist, and I tend to be fairly laid back type of guy. I'm not the type who is all about rah rah and pump pump. So um, what I tend to do during this hour is talk to you in a way that helps you to understand a bit more about how your mind works and how you can use that knowledge to really help yourself grow as a person, and also to get over those humps and bumps that we have on the road. Um, and Steph, would you mind if I just stopped your audio? Is that all right? Not your audio, sorry, your video. I'm just going to stop that for a minute. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so um, I've got a few things I'm going to talk about, and we're going to recap on what we did last week, and then I'm going to add a few other things to it for this week. Just some thoughts that might help you as you go along. Now, folks, I really enjoy it when I get some interaction from you. In other words, I want you to chip in. I want you to share your stories, to ask questions. If there's something that triggers a thought with you that we talk about, feel free to get involved and ask me questions at any time. That's what I like. Hi, Fidelis. Yeah, welcome from Wien in Austria. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen now. And this is what we looked at last week. Well, actually, this isn't the one we looked at last week exactly. The one last week we were looking at. I might actually just switch to it first, just to recap, and then we'll go to this one. And I'm looking at success and what success is. Remember last week we talked about how success was a bit like an iceberg, similar to the mind. Actually, you've got your conscious mind on top and your subconscious down below, and your subconscious controls everything. But with success, it's only a tiny bit that shows above the surface of the water. And in order to get success, you have all of these sort of things down below it: hard work, persistence, late nights, rejections, sacrifices, struggles, discipline, criticism, doubts, failures, and risks. And it's these ones at the bottom that tend to actually cause, a lot of the problems, where we get criticism from others, doubts from others, we hit failure, risks, sacrifices, rejections. All of those things can stop us from progressing. But let's look at a few other things to do with success. And we've talked about discipline. And within trading, discipline is probably the most important thing to develop. And it's the people who are not disciplined, who don't wait, who haven't got the patience to wait for the ideal setup, or who get out too early, that struggle. But those who take the time to educate themselves, to learn and become disciplined and wait for the perfect setup, let the other ones go. They're the ones who end up making the money. Somebody said one time it was the disciplined traders who make the money from the impatient and indisciplined traders. And it's true. But it's also true as far as our business is concerned. Some of you may be feeling that you're getting nowhere, that nothing's happening, that you're not progressing? And is it worth it? And what I would say to you is, yes, it is worth it. But it's only worth it if you are actually taking action. If you're sitting back and waiting for your upline to do the work for you, then you're probably going to be sitting for a long time. And what our business needs is commitment from yourself and from those who you actually introduce to the business. Commitment to learn how to trade, commitment to speak to others. And it's only with self-determination that you will be able to develop that commitment to carry on. It's not easy. I don't for 1 minute want to make it seem that it is easy. It does create a lot of, require a lot of determination, self-sacrifice, dedication, focus, and passion. Are you passionate about the business? You know, you may have been passionate at the very beginning, but as time goes on, has that passion waned? Why has that passion waned? Is it because you felt that things should have happened faster for you, that you haven't, you know, hit those ranks that you wanted to hit? But what I would say to you is that may be happening, but maybe what you need to do is go and revisit your why to keep that passion alive. Why are you doing this? Maybe some of you would like to just pop into the chat there, or even come on live and tell me, why are you in Epic? What is it that, hi Lucy, what is it that drives you? And when you revisit your why, you can rekindle that passion again. Okay. Nordine says, my mum. Okay, maybe you'd like to expand on that. Now, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's just to have an idea of.
Hi everyone.
Hey, welcome.
I'm just my mom is sorry.
That's okay.
So
Take your time.
she is recovering from her stroke,
Mm-hmm.
and I am the only child right now that give her all the attention and everything. It's hard.
Yeah, yeah. It's not easy. I know. Strokes are very cruel things. So tell me, when you say you're doing it for your mum, what are you wanting to do
I
there?
want to um pay for finish paying for her therapies and get her all the medical attention that she needs.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah. So
that's a lovely target and goal to have. And tell me, how, you know, when you think about being able to pay for her medication and all of that, how does that make you feel when you can envision yourself being able to give your mum all of the care that she requires, being able to pay for all of the you know, whether it's the physical physio machines that help them with strengthening their limbs, and getting them all back and getting her the right medication and paying for the best doctors that you can. How does that make you feel?
I think about it absolutely every day from the time she got the stroke
Yeah,
um last year, and I'm saying, okay, I need to do everything to help her get back on her feet, to
yeah,
help her be stable. And then I'm a mental health nurse, so I know that stroke affect the mental part of your life, and
that's right.
I don't want her to be affected in that area.
Yeah, yeah,
So like to be able to have her to travel with me wherever I'm traveling, that would be nice to just for her to continue being sane and be relaxed,
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. So
So
yeah, it's
where do
very
you,
important to
yeah,
me.
it is. And you know what? She's such a lucky person to have you. And now I wasn't intending to do any therapy here, but one bit of advice I would give you for your mom, and you're probably already doing this. Um, the mind is incredibly powerful uh, at being able to actually create new neural pathways. Um, Studies have shown that when people, you know, concentrate and imagine themselves being able to do things such as walking, running, talking, all of these things, when they really set their mind to it strongly and meditate on that each day, the mind starts to build new pathways to allow that to happen. Um, and this is actually, you know, being shown through MRI scans and all of that, that it actually does that. And I'll tell you one thing: the mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Those of you who've been on my talks before have heard me talk about this. And uh, I'm talking to everyone here, not just Nordine. If you get your mum to imagine herself walking, and I know it might be difficult, especially if she's been like this for a while, but if you can get her to really imagine herself doing the things she used to do, walking, talking, laughing, enjoying life, um, and and just even starting with the movement of a limb, uh, the brain will start to look for ways to make that her reality, and it will happen. Um, and I want you to uh, think of that for yourself as well. Imagine yourself being at the rank you need to be. Let's say it's ambassador, in order to be able to pay her bills without any difficulty. And think about, break it down then into what needs to happen in order for you to get there. How many people do you need to speak to? Now, we only need 3 in our teams, but really you can speak to 40, 50, 60 people, people who need what we have to offer, especially in the environment we are in today with COVID and people losing their jobs and all of that. We have a way out for people, whether it's trading or building a team. And for everyone here, I want you just to take time each day to picture yourself at that rank you wish to be at, that rank that allows you to attain your goal, whether it's Nordine being able to financially look after her mum, to get her all of the medical help she wants, and do those things which you want. And as you meditate on these things, your mind will actually look for ways to make them into reality. And it is truly amazing, guys, truly amazing how doing these little things actually can help you to make them your reality. In fact, you may have heard of people who create storyboards for themselves, who, you know, stick their goals, whether it's a car or a house or whatever, those things they want, up on their fridge. Nordine, it may be, for you, it may be a picture of your mum, you know, in earlier times when she was able to walk and laughing and smiling and have all the use of her limbs. Stick that up on, you know, whether it's in your office or in your kitchen or wherever, somewhere that you can see it. And you know what? Amazing things can happen when you start to do those things. I really mean that. And, you know, my wish for you is that, you know, you can help your mum in a practical way by earning the money to help her with her medical needs, but also to encourage your mother to use her imagination. And by using her imagination to see herself getting better a little bit each day, getting stronger and stronger, new neural pathways will start to develop. And yeah, it is like a miracle, but they do. And that part of the brain that's been damaged by the stroke, you know, it may not come back, but the brain is it's amazing how it can create new areas, whether it's the motor area or whatever, but it takes over new areas of the brain and starts creating the neural pathways required to allow those faculties to return. So I hope that was helpful. And thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Kate says, break generational abundance limitations. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. To create new legacy for my children. Show them what can happen when you do focus and step out of the box. Buy my dream house. Pay back my parents' student loan, etc., credit card, and operate debt-free going forward. Operate wellness retreats. I'm with you there. And have wellness space for community of practitioners where people can get free, inexpensive wellness treatments. Have influence, time, freedom, financial freedom to be able to spread holistic wellness into further than I can now. Further than I can now. You're welcome, Nordine. You know, that's Kate. That is really nice. I love all of that, in fact. And what I love about a lot of the people here is that you all have a wonderful heart, a heart for others. And you know, part of building a team around you is to have a heart for those people, to want for them also, to be selfless, not to think about how much you can get from them, but how much you can give to them. And you know, it's really true that when we work from a selfless place, wanting to help others, whether it's Nordine wanting to help her mum, Kate wanting to be able to have wellness retreats, or maybe it's just helping your team to get to those levels they need to get to in order to be successful. Not thinking about what you can get from them, but what you can give to them. And it's by really being that servant leader, working with your people, talking to them, listening to them, encouraging them, that your team will suddenly start to grow, move on, as people start to feel the desire that you have for them to be successful and get, start taking action. And it's when we take action that things start to happen. And I feel sometimes that we lose our way, we stop taking that action. Those of you who were involved at the very beginning, remember the passion, the action, the excitement, the drive we all had. As we saw new people coming in, and we launched. And for whatever reason, many people didn't join with us. Maybe you allowed that to affect you, to take that dream from you, that drive, that passion. But one of the worst things you can allow to happen is to allow others to steal your dream. Now, don't give up on those people who haven't, for whatever reason, joined. They may have their own reasons. Talk to them. See, is there something they need? Maybe it's information. Maybe it's just simply encouragement. Maybe you need to speak to them about their dreams, their goals, their desires, and help them. I'm just going to share my screen once more, and I'm going to carry on with what we were talking about. But I hope, what I'm talking about so far is helping you guys. Sometimes we need courage. Nordine needs a huge amount of courage. I'm sure she has it in order to do what she needs to do to help her mum. Persistence. And I think at the moment, this is what we all need. Persistence. When you feel like you're getting nowhere, you need a persistence to drive through those times when nothing seems to be happening. And yeah, you need to be able to risk the ridicule that other people may give you. And believe me, when you're in business for yourself, others will be only too happy to ridicule you, to make fun of you, to say, I told you that thing was only a pyramid scheme. You're nowhere. You haven't made what you said you'd make. People are just waiting for you to fail. They love it. Don't let them steal your dream. We have probably the best compensation scheme, certainly that I've seen, easiest one to achieve. But I want you to remember that, the average business takes 3 years before it becomes profitable. 3 years. And probably takes hundreds of thousands of dollars, pounds, euros, whatever, in order to get to that place of profitability. Huge investment is normally required in the traditional businesses. Think of somebody starting a shop, for example. They have to either rent or buy a premises. They have to buy stock. They then have to turn over that stock so many times in order to not just pay for it, but to pay for the cost of outfitting the shop, for buying it, for paying the rent, paying the wages, all of those headaches, which we've got none of. In fact, we can start making profit by just simply trading, learning how to trade. And I think when you take and really understand what we have here, it's a gift. I've been trading for 6 years, full-time, professionally. Well, I don't trade full-time. I actually trade very little, but it gives me the time freedom then to do what I want. And it is a beautiful thing that you can trade for an hour or two a day and have the rest of the, and earn what most people spend 8 hours plus working for. It truly is amazing. Yeah, Joanna. Sorry, Jonna. And it truly is amazing. And I don't think enough people understand the gift that they are being given with Epic. The training to become advanced traders of skill, of knowledge. And when you can do that, all the other problems that you have to face in building a team become immaterial. But building a team will happen itself when you approach it from the right direction, with the right attitude. And what I want people to do is understand that, you're not trying to sell anything. Never feel that you're trying to sell anything to others. You are giving them information that allows them to achieve their dream, their goals. And don't make the mistake of thinking your dream is their dream. Ask people what theirs is. Listen, understand, and then ask them, how are they going to achieve their dream? What are they going to do to get there? Most people haven't a clue. They really don't know. They just hope. Now, how about you say to them, well, if I could show you that way, that within 3 to 6 months, you will be on your way to achieving your goal. And make sure you don't tell them within a month, spread it out, tell them there's a commitment involved. They'll have to learn, they have to spend time. And I think that's the other problem. Some people don't realize that they actually have to work. People are naturally lazy. But if you tell them, you're going to have to put in half an hour to an hour a day studying, working, building your knowledge to achieve the ability to create the income required to make your goals come true, then they suddenly realize that, okay, I understand now what I'm doing. I understand what I have to do in order to be successful. Healthy lifestyle. Make sure that you do have a healthy lifestyle. I'm also a wellness coach, and today's modern life, people's diets are horrendous. Okay, processed foods, they are killing us. People who drink soda, fizzy drinks, pure poison. Look at how to, yeah, that's great, Kate. Kate is a holistic nutritionist. Brilliant. So you know what I'm talking about. Organic foods. Because our land has been overfarmed, and all the good nutrients, vitamins and minerals have been taken out of the earth. And all they pour back in is phosphates, nitrates, chemicals. Yeah, they make the plant grow, but there's nothing there. You know, the nutritional value of you know, your let's say your lettuce or your carrot or potato even, compared to what it was 50 or 100 years ago. It's a fraction. Take care of your body. You need to learn how to eat properly, drink plenty of water, uh, and learn how to take care of yourself. Be healthy. Staying with it long after others have quit. Okay. I mean, already I'm talking with other people who are ready to quit. We're not even after the first month. 1 month in. Well, this doesn't work. I'm not an ambassador, you know. What can you say? It's, you know, people have to learn that you have to work at these things, build them. I shared a story last week, and I'm going to share it with you again now. I joined a company, another MLM company, a few years ago, and it's a good company. They produce a thing called Arctic oil. I'm still with them, but I did nothing apart from selling it to myself and my family. And I sort of drifted away. But then I was actually talking to the person who introduced me originally about Epic. And he said, Angus, have you any idea what your team underneath you is now producing? I said, I haven't a clue, because I hadn't looked. He said, €500,000 a month. €500,000 a month. Now, that's not what I would have been receiving myself, but that's the volume of business that they were doing. Folks, those who quit are risking losing the opportunity for financial freedom in the future. Never quit. If you need to take a back seat, do take a back seat. But never quit. Stay in it. There are people who have quit in multi-level marketing businesses, and they will say it was the worst mistake they ever made. They could not see the future. Don't make that mistake. Stay with it. Stay focused. Stay with it long after others have quit. Okay, something else I want to share with you. And this is one of my favorite quotes. I'm sure anyone who's a Star Wars fan knows what this is. Do or do not. There is no try. I never want to hear the word try from anyone. I'll try and talk to people during the week. If anyone ever says that to you, it means I'm not. Yeah, Lucy, I'm a Star Wars fan. I remember going to it as a 12-year-old, I think, the first one. Oh, I was blown away. Do or do not. There is no try. Now, this is really important. And as a hypnotist, I use this trick all of the time. One of the things I do is when I've got somebody into a hypnotic trance, I will, for example, make their eyes stick shut tight. So they're closed. And I would say to them, I want you to try and open your eyes as hard as you can. Really try. Try harder. And you know what happens? Nothing. Because they're only trying. They're not actually doing. So be aware of how you talk. Listen for how others talk. When somebody in your team says to you, yeah, I'll try and do that. Don't let them get away with that. Say, no, I don't want you to try. I want you to do. And watch the reaction. It'll be quite different. Do or do not. There is no try. And that's the same for all of us. Are you trying to build your business? Yeah. Lucy says, don't say don't forget. Say remember to. And this is also another wonderful thing about the human mind. As children, or those of you who have children, how often have you passed them a drink and said, now don't spill that whatever you do? The subconscious mind does not hear the negative. All it hears is spill that whatever you do. Okay, mummy. The first thing they do is spill it, because all they've heard subconsciously is spill that whatever you do. Okay, mummy. And it's true for us as adults too. We make the same mistake. Because our subconscious doesn't hear the negative. Don't talk in negatives. Talk in positives. When you talk in positives, people will accept it much easier than talking in negatives. Yeah, Kate says, I tried to say 2 hands, please, instead. Yeah, use 2 hands. And then, the child will use 2 hands and be much steadier. But it's the same for us. But also, it's different when we're talking to ourselves. How do you talk to yourself? Do you talk to yourself in negative terms? I'll never be good enough. I'll never be able to build a team. I can't do this. Get rid of those negative words out of your self-talk as well. When you catch yourself thinking those things, stop yourself. Give yourself a slap on the wrist and say, you know what? I can do this. I can push myself. I can speak to others. I can achieve the rank of ambassador. For many people, it's a case of lack of self-worth that stops them. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough is probably what most people say. Why? Well, quite often it starts in childhood. I've mentioned this before, but between the age of 0 and 7, most children's beliefs and values are developed. How many teachers and parents destroy a child's life by saying these horrible words like, you'll never be good enough, you're useless. You know, it's those sort of things that destroy young lives. When were you wanting to say something? Okay, I'm just going to mute you. But feel free, anybody, if you want to chip in here with anything, just feel free to do so at any time. But as parents, be careful how you talk to your children, is what I would say. Always speak in positive and encouraging terms, because it's those negative things that children hear at a young age when they're developing that can affect them for life. So be aware of that. And you know, if you do have those issues of lack of self-worth, find somebody who can help you get through that, whether it's somebody like myself or any other practitioner who's experienced in helping people get over things to do with mind and self-belief, self-talk. And all we do is we create new, we get rid of the old programming and we create new ones. Something else I want to share with you before we go any further. And it's, what is success? Just going to share my screen once more. The word success and how to achieve it. Well, the S is for see your goal, and we've talked about that already, haven't we? The U is for understanding the obstacles. Now, what obstacles do we face? Well, for most of us, it's probably the obstacle of ourselves. Yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'll talk to those people tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. We're great at putting things off until tomorrow. Get action, guys. Speak to people today, not tomorrow, today. Create a positive mental picture. I've talked about that already. As far as Nordine's mum is concerned, to create that positive mental picture for herself, being able to move, talk, do those things she used to do, but also for ourselves. We need to create a positive mental picture of ourselves achieving those goals we wish to achieve. See yourself driving that car, living in that house, paying off that credit card bill, supporting family and friends, doing those things that really motivate you, taking those trips to exotic places. C, for clear your mind of self-doubt, something I've already discussed. Don't allow self-doubt into your mind. Get rid of it. Check yourself every time you hear yourself talking negatively. Those affirmations that Coach Max gives us, wonderful. Use them. Watch how it changes the way you think. You know, in programming, they say garbage in, garbage out. It's the same with our mind. Our mind is like a wonderful computer. You put garbage in, you'll get garbage out. You put negativity in, you get negativity out. Be aware of that. Stop it. Don't allow it to happen to you. Clear your mind of self-doubt. You can get to the top of that iceberg. You can get to those ranks. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the future, you can. Embrace the challenge. And boy, has it been a challenge for some of us. Challenge to find those people. Okay, Fidelis, I'll have the recording up later so you can catch up in the last 10 minutes or so. Thank you for joining us. And, you know, see every challenge as being something exciting rather than being a brick wall to stop you. Stand back and say, well, how am I going to get through this brick wall? Am I going to just simply go around it, go over it, go under it, or break right through it? Is what we think a solid wall actually solid? Maybe it's just a poster of a wall, and all you need to do is tear it apart. Tear it apart. And then when you look back, you think, well, that wasn't that difficult after all. All the successful people in life see challenges as something to learn from. Have the same attitude for yourself. Stay on track. Set goals for yourself. See, number one, write out your goal and write out how long are you giving yourself to attain that goal. Then split it down. How many people do I need in my team to achieve that? How many people do I need to add to my team each week in order to get to that place? How many people do I need to personally speak to each week? Who in my team needs my help? Work with them, encourage them. Stay on track. It's your business, nobody else's. Michael Daniluke is my direct upline. I do not wait for him to build my business. Okay. Cecily says I need 5K a week. Okay, so that's Ambassador 20, isn't it? That is Ambassador 20 is 1,000 people in your team. How long are you giving yourself to get to that position? What do you need to do? 6 months, okay. So what do you need to do in order to get to that place? You know, break it right down. See what you need to do. And then, you know, it's as they say, how do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Now, if I was to say to you, you know, okay, you need 1,000 people, go ahead and do it. First thing you go is, oh my God, how am I going to get 1,000 people? That's a huge amount. I don't know 1,000 people who'd be interested in doing this. Then when you break it down, you don't need 1,000 people. You just need 3 good leaders, 3 good people who take it and run with it. Now, they may not be the 3 you personally sponsored. They may be several layers down. But you get 3 people who want to each be at least at 5,000 per month. In other words, founder 5,000. And you know what? You're 3/4 of the way there. Don't rely on others to build your business. Keep working at it yourself and teaching others to do the same. Show the world you can do it. That's it. Show the world you can do it. Don't allow those other people who say you'll never be able to do it. What makes you think you can do this? Don't listen to them. Just go ahead and do it. One bite at a time. And you'll achieve it. Now, Cecily set himself a goal of 6 months. He's been trying to succeed for 4 years and just wants to show everyone you can do it. Yeah, well, you know what? That's a pretty good motivator, isn't it? All successful, really successful people have failed at least 3 times before they finally become successful. The problem is most unsuccessful people have given up after the first, second, or even the third time. I've had many businesses. I've had many failures. I've had some successes. But one thing I never stop doing is trying. I just said the wrong word. One thing I never stop doing is doing. Doing what is necessary. Now, sometimes things happen, especially in business, that, are unavoidable. Look at COVID. There are successful businesses going out of business all over the world because of COVID. I had a very good business before. I used to hire cruisers, motorboats out on the River Shannon here in Ireland. I employed a lot of people, had a lot of boats, 25 years building up a business. 2008 happened. My, hiring boats was a luxury type holiday. That was the first thing to go from people's list. My business went down 90%. What did I do wrong? Nothing. Nothing. It just happened. What did those shopkeepers, those restaurants do wrong that are going out of business now? Nothing. They did nothing wrong. It's just that's what happens. But you know what? Trading keeps going. The Forex market is still moving. It's COVID proof. It's probably the best business at the moment that you can give to people who are scared and worried. They'll thank you. Now, they'll only thank you if they put in the effort. And it's important that you give people the right understanding. If you're telling them, join this and you're going to become rich, overnight, it's not going to work. Join this, study, work hard, and show other people the opportunity that you have. Then they'll join. And your business will grow. So we're coming to the end of the hour, and I just want to say thank you, everyone. I hope you found this of value. Yeah, make sure people understand at least 3 to 6 months of commitment is what they need. Thanks, Jonna. That's right. I hope you found this of value. Before we finish up, does anyone want to say anything? Share anything? You're welcome, Kate. Thank you for joining me. Hope you'll join me again next week. And we see what wonderful bits of nugget we can come. Was this worthwhile? I mean, I only want to do this if people think, it was really worthwhile. Did you get something out of this? Yeah, good. Thank you. Excellent. Yeah, because even little old me can have self-doubt. Oh, I wonder if I'm actually helping people. I only want to do this if I'm helping people. Great way to start your day. That's great, Kate. You're obviously over in the States or in the North American continent, I would imagine. And it's already coming up to 5 o'clock here, coming to the end of my day. Canada, excellent. You're welcome. Okay, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you joining me. I really do, each one of you. Talk to others and get them to come along to this session. I know it's not always the best time for people. People are working usually at this time, so we don't have a huge number of people, but I'll put the recording up in the next hour or two, and you can point them towards it so that they hopefully can get the benefit from it too. So we'll be here again 4 o'clock next Thursday for Angus's Mindset Hour, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.